Actually, this works pretty good with just 2 of them because there's 4 in the other ship, and this thing holds 6. So worst comes to worst, I could actually get the Kerbals out of here, and rescue them that way. We can't abandon that ship if worst comes to worst. But that's not Plan A. Plan A... Oh, well, Plan A's already been thrown away, hasn't it? But Plan B... Plan B is going to be to actually get them to both come back in their own ship just to transfer a little bit of fuel. So what we're going to do is we're going to fly up to our space station here. And we're flying up. I got 2 space stations selected, so we're flying up to this one. Alright, and about there, we'll get it so it's just overhead, and then we'll launch. That should be good. And this one's in a nice equatorial orbit for us, so it really shouldn't be a big one to do this. Okay, let's go. We are off. Doesn't look like we're quite straight on the runway here, Jeb. Off here, there we go. Here. And last time I didn't do the best of ascents with this thing. I'm going to try and do a better one this time. The key is getting these whiplashes up into a higher atmosphere, so that's when they really start to show their stuff, so to speak, and really start to pick up speed, is once the air is a little bit thinner. So you kind of want to get up there and do that. I think that was the little camera shake, I think was the station going overhead. Jebediah is going to show us how it's done. This plane has been getting a workout. So last time I was really worried about keeping this speed, but let's just get up. I find once you get around 8 kilometers in altitude, that's when you really start seeing these whiplashes doing their thing. And last time I leveled off too early. I think that's what I did. I don't know. We'll see how this works. Oops, let's put this here so we can... Yep. Jim's got himself a nice, steady flight going here. I'm not having to do much in the way of corrections. So I'm just not worrying too much about building this speed just yet. I'm sort of letting it, but I'm getting my altitude up, and then we'll hopefully just really start seeing the speed building up. Natalie is asking, what is the point of the fusion engines? If you're asking about the NERV nuclear engines, they are extremely efficient in a vacuum. That is their point. So they get a lot of work done for relatively little fuel. They have a lot of mass, so you typically don't put them on lighter vessels. You put them on heavier vessels. But nope, they're very, very efficient engines. Much more efficient than the chemical rockets. Okay, how are we doing here? We should be starting to build up. See the speed starting to build here. That's what we should be seeing. And I can see it slowly starting to build. But these should actually be gaining in thrust right now, right? Yeah, the thrust is actually going up, even though the atmosphere is getting thinner. And they sort of pass a critical point in speed where these whiplashes really start doing a lot of good stuff. Alright, there we go. Now you can see it starting to build. Level a little bit lower, pitch down a little bit. I'm doing very little. I'm not doing much in the way of inputs at all. I'm just kind of letting this thing go, which is great. That's what you get when you have Jebediah piloting. Oh, look at that speed now. 650 meters per second. Going supersonic. Oh, no, we've gone supersonic. Come on, we're going hypersonic now. I don't know what exactly is the boundary between supersonic and hypersonic, but I'm going to call this hypersonic. Mach 3 in around there now. Are we? No, no, not yet. Got to crack about 1,000 for that. Go, getting over 900 meters per second, starting to get, let's level off just a little bit. Really start picking up some speed. Come on, Jeb. Oh boy, I'm not getting as much speed as I was hoping here. Come on. I might have to turn on those rocket engines soon. Just cracking 1,000. Okay, let's forget. Okay. Going into closed cycle mode. One of these days I'll master this thing. Pitching up and getting some altitude. I think that time I might have climbed too quick. I don't know. Okay. How are we doing for our fuel? Still got a lot, so that's good. Hypersonic is Mach 5. Thank you, David. The only David on YouTube. All right. Oh, we can start reducing our throttle here. Time to apoapsis is starting to climb. Like to keep that nearby. About 57 seconds to apoapsis. I'd like to kind of keep that sort of constant. And while we're doing this, we'll keep pitching closer to the prograde vector. Eventually I'll lock it on the prograde. I think I'll lock it on prograde now. All right. Okay, so yeah, keeping it about a minute to apoapsis, almost at 50 kilometers. I think we're doing okay. I think we are doing okay. And the reason for those people that don't know, that are new, for keeping your apoapsis close by is by burning close to your apoapsis. I'm doing that just by simply reducing my thrust. I'm putting a lot of energy into raising up my periapsis at the same time. And so that will result in just having a very small final circularization at the end of all this. I think I might just sort of let this go at this point. Periapsis is almost out of the negatives. That's the whole idea. Okay. All right, somebody is enjoying the icons. All right, where are we at here? Apoapsis is at 63 kilometers and climbing. We'll cut it at 80, and then we'll make our way, circularize, and then we'll make our way to the station. Oh, just got the camera doodle. Okay, let's put this on. There we go. Okay, let's get ourselves into space. Circularize. What do people think? I'm going to put this into the chat, and if people are watching this at a later date in YouTube, when I'm putting Kerbals into orbit, do people prefer a space plane like this, or would you prefer me just to kind of get it over with, stick them all in a rocket and fire them up there, because that will go faster? So leave, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments for people leaving this later. If people are getting bored of seeing this space plane all the time, I certainly understand why, and you know what, I'll stop using it and do something simpler. What version of KSP am I using? This is version 1.12.3, the most recent version. Yeah, no more need to upgrade stuff anymore. We are at the end of KSP. All right. Oh, I can deploy solar panels there. Might as well do that. All right, so final insertion time. Plane with checked baggage and in-flight entertainment. The only in-flight entertainment on this flight are Bill's fart jokes. That's it. Okay, what do we got here? We got still 246 meters per second, so that's plenty for us to get ourselves to the station. Well, we are way behind the station, though. Oh, I'm catching up to myself. Don't tell me I have to pop ahead in orbit. That's annoying. Okay. Put it on there, there. Let's see. I think I have to pop in orbit. I has to pop in orbit. Let's come back now. So you actually have to go all the way around. Okay, 300 meter separation here. Burn's coming up in about 32 minutes. So let's get that done. Here, I'm just going to time warp this way. Like to see some variations so we can learn new kinds of builds. So one thing I'm not doing in this stream is I'm using a lot of just the same vessels over and over again, which honestly I rather like doing. Like when I play my own games, that's sort of what I do. It's why I spend so much time goofing around in the Kerbal system, in the Kerbin system between Kerbin and the Moon and Minmus, because I just rather enjoy that. Okay, let's actually knock off some of the thrust on these engines. All right, and put it on here. Going for our drift burn in 30 seconds. Let's time warp a little bit closer. Okay. Use RCS to kind of finish this off a bit. Oh. 380 meters per second, that's pretty good. We're going to be there in 17 minutes. Let's put the view back on orbital again. Okay. The thing I do have to be careful about is engine ignitions, that they don't crap out on me. Should be seeing the station coming up below us. Right, or from behind us. There it is. Jebediah and Bill are coming to the rescue. Try and reduce this approach distance a little. Oh, that's it. Eve eats spaceships. That is true. You know, and there is something else to be said. Like, I've been trying to unlock more science so that I can do something a little bit more impressive as far as Kerbals and interplanetariness goes, but I've been complaining about not unlocking science. Well, the easiest way for me to do that is probably just to go to another planet. And I probably could pull that off with the tech that I have. Something to think about. Keep putting my fingers in the wrong spots. Got a little bit of carpal tunnel happening. So I've changed the ergonomics of where my keyboard is and where my mouse is. But what that means is I often end up putting my hand back in the wrong place. Okay. I think we're going to be coming in and then doing a final sort of a push here to slow us down. Dock with the station, all aboard the SN1. Good afternoon, Looney. How are you? Glad you made it. Okay, this is just killing off velocity here. Trying not to use too many ignitions. Look at this Jebediah. They're like a pro. Okay, that's good. Alright, let's start thinking about... I think I see my docking port right there. You are the one... Oh, look at that. Didn't even have to go over there. That is the docking port I want. Open this up. And control from here. Oh, take it off of retrograde as it flies around. Okay. Okay, we got to slow down a little bit here, though, Jeb. Slowing down. Okay. And let's roll it this way. Okay. Okay, I think I have this lined up actually pretty good. You are very welcome, Geek Gamer. I'm glad those tutorials help people. This is not It's going to be interesting when KSP 2 comes out, because one of the things they have explicitly stated is that they want to make the game teach you stuff without you having to figure it out through the painful process of trial and error. And I can't see that as being a bad thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how much stuff KSP actually teaches to you as opposed to just hopes that you figure out. Which, let's face it, the one thing you can say about KSP 1 is it does not hold your hand. And in fact, there are very, very few space games out there that even attempt to do what KSP does in terms of realistic spaceflight. So that alone makes it spectacularly unique. Alright, Jeb, your approach is blowing my mind. It's like you've done this before. No, just don't blow it here at the last moment. Back off a bit. I really need to come kind of more sideways than anything. A little forward, I guess. Why do I use those lights? I think the answer to that's kind of obvious, isn't it? I love the lights. A spaceship just flat out can't have too many blinky lights. Alright. One of the things I'm starting to get with this station is a frame rate drop too, so that ain't great. Almost there. And come on. There we go. Okay, everybody aboard. We don't have time to waste here. Transfer crew.